it's me, Chaz, and I'm back in New York. I'm still not live, but this week I'm going to tell you about some of my favorite spots in New York City. Okay, so I had an amazing trip in Canada, and now I'm back in New York, my home city, and I had friends visiting, and I was showing them around, and I typically don't like touristy things like this, so I took them to some places off the beaten path, and I want to take you along with me. So come on and let me show you those places. So the first stop off the beaten path is the Roosevelt Island Tram. This tram takes you over the Queensboro Bridge onto Roosevelt Island, all for the price of $2.75, which is the same price that it costs to ride the subway. Once on the island, you can either take the Roosevelt Island tram back to Manhattan, or you can take the F train back to whichever stop in Manhattan you prefer, again for $2.75. Although, when you get to the island, instead of just coming back, I highly recommend taking in some of the sights by walking to Fdr Park, which sits at the top end of the island, allowing you to have an amazing view of not only the East River, but Long Island City, Queens, Brooklyn, and Manhattan. If it's a hot day and you're in the mood for something cold, definitely stop by Serendipity 3 for their famous frozen hot chocolate. My favorite is the frozen hot chocolate with caramel on it. The next stop on our off the beaten path tour is Governor's Island. You seeing a theme here? Island, island. Maybe I just really like islands. So for the price of $3, you can take a ferry from Manhattan or Brooklyn to Governor's Island. Governor's Island is super cool because currently nobody really lives on it, so it's like you're walking around this old abandoned town that sits at the foot of the big city. As the name states, the island once was home to the governor's mansion, along with home to many other things such as a Coast Guard base. Now currently, the island sits as a ginormous park. You can even go inside some of the old abandoned homes, which now have been turned into different art exhibits and activities for adults and children. In the middle of the island sits a big field, which is perfect for a picnic if you want to have the city as your backdrop. Or if you want to be a little more adventurous, you can always bike around the island or take something that I took, which is essentially a 4-seater bike that you can take around the whole circle of the island. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Bonnie. What are we doing?
Biking.
I don't know how to explain this.
What is it called? Surreying?
Yes, we're surreying around the circle.
We're surreying around Governor's Island. One of those random things you do in New York that you don't really know about. So my third favorite place in New York City off the beaten path is the Brooklyn Promenade, which is attached to the Brooklyn Heights neighborhood, my favorite neighborhood in New York City. You can see why I like it. These views are amazing. From the promenade, you can see Brooklyn Bridge Park, downtown Manhattan, the Statue of Liberty, and Governor's Island. You can also spend a whole day getting lost in the Brooklyn Heights neighborhood. In the heart of the neighborhood is a street called Montague Street, which is lined with different unique shops and eateries. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I had so much fun taking you to my 3 favorite spots in New York. If you had 3 favorite spots, 1 favorite spot, 2 favorite spot, no favorite spots, leave it in the comments below. I'm definitely gonna do more videos like this if you want, and the way that I know that is by clicking that thumbs up button. If you don't like it, click the thumbs down button, don't leave a comment. You know what I say, you do you, I'll do me, and I'll see you next Friday.